What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video, ticker symbol AAPL, where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple will do. We'll also take a look at the market, as I talked about kind of yesterday, what the market's been doing, what I think it could do in the future, and talk about kind of those levels of support and resistance as well. So real quick, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and let me hit record. We'll get right into it. So small green day for Apple. It was kind of an up and down day. Moments where we were red, moments when we were green, but ended the day slightly green. So that's definitely something to be happy about on a day where the NASDAQ was red too, right? That's a big deal. NASDAQ was red, Apple was green. Dow Jones was up 105 points, which was about 0.32%, and S&P was actually slightly red. So the fact that we pulled out slightly green was not too bad there. So now let's kind of dig in to exactly what happened with Apple and what we are seeing going into the future. So pretty up and down day, like I said. So yeah, we kind of gapped down just a little bit, went down to the mid 120s or 120s, right, and then pushed up. And as you could see, right, we broke above, and it looked like we were above that 121.48 level, but then we broke right back down, and then kind of pushed up again, making a lower high, and then also making a lower low here. So things weren't looking too good. Came right back above, and then below, above, below. So it's weird because the VWAP was also exactly kind of where our level was in the second half of the day. So a lot of the movement we see could be based on VWAP, could be based on our level as well. But as you can see, one from kind of wild swings one way or the other to kind of calming down towards the second half of the day. What I like about the fact is, we're green on the day. What I don't like is the fact that we ended on kind of a push down. So that's definitely not a good sign. But overall green for the day. So I'll definitely take that. So you guys remember over the weekend or on Sunday yesterday, I made a video and I talked about, some key things that analysts are looking for in Apple. I made videos last week talking about what Apple has coming, right? So we still have a lot of those news coming, and while I'm not going to repeat a lot of that, I do want to kind of bring that to you guys' attention, right? We had a bull case of 225. We had Bank of America Securities with a price target in the 160s, and then the video I talked about yesterday implies kind of a 20-something% upside, based on kind of the recent highs that it was at. And the fact that, there's volatility, yes, but Apple could be trading at a discount. So because of that, I continue to remain bullish on Apple. I definitely think that, I think it's going to go up in the long term. The market's being a little weird right now, so hopefully we see that sooner rather than later. But that's what I'm talking about. So let's talk about key levels of support and resistance we have coming up. And then we'll see, what the future could look like based on that. Actually, before we do that, what I want to quickly cover is this analyst rating for Apple, where we talk a little bit about, what analysts currently think Apple stock price could be. So here we got 25 analysts offering 12-month price targets in the last 3 months for Apple. And what they have is an average price target of 155, high of 175, and low of 116. So if we go back here and we kind of draw out a chart going to 155, what we'll see is, a decent implied upside, right? So kind of where we ended today in the 121s to 155 implies a about 27-28% upside, as you can see from the fourth line on this black box here. And I'm not saying that's going to go straight up, right? No one can predict that. No one actually should realistically think that that's going to happen. But what we're talking about is over the course of the next 12 months, sometimes, hopefully, we see Apple making a move there. So the average is 155. So if we get the average consensus price, that's 155. High is 175. Low is 116. So key thing to look at here is the high is 175, which is about $50 upside. The low is 116, which is only about a $5 downside, right? So not saying it can't go below 116, but that's what we're talking about here. So that's what we see here, right? Between bullish, somewhat bullish, indifferent, somewhat bearish. Bearish, as you can see, we got 2 bullish, 5 somewhat bullish, 2 indifferent, and then no that are bearish. So again, just wanted to quickly cover that, right? Analysts are also thinking that Apple should have a bright future, right? We all know that, and hopefully the stock price should follow as well. So now, key thing to look at from a level of resistance, we ended the day below the 121.48 level, but mid 121s. That's our first level to break through. Then it's our 123.69. And again, kind of want to focus on this. Going back to kind of early March, this day pretty much, or actually 3.3, when we broke below it, we've really struggled to go above it. We've gone above it once, came right back down the next day. So 123.69 I think is going to be a cord, and we'll get right back into it. Sorry about that, guys. My recording just cut off for whatever reason. First level, 121.48. Second level, 123.69. It's been a little bit tough for us to break through, but if we get a little bit of momentum, I definitely think we can get right back up there. And then 126.65. 126.65 is a little bit out of reach right now. Again, that level we haven't been since, March, early March as well. Tried to break above it once, but couldn't really sustain it. The main focus, though, as I've talked about over the past couple of days, this 89 EMA 124.46, that's kind of my first goal for Apple. Sure, we're going to stop at 121.48, and sure, we're going to have a stop at 123.69. My goal for Apple is at 124.26 sometime this week. Hopefully that happens in the next couple of days, because once we get above that 89 EMA, we can establish that as a good level of support and then start to push up from there, hopefully. So that's kind of my first goal with Apple, 124s. And then from a level of support perspective, right, we just highlighted the 121.48 and 123.69 level of resistance, meaning if we go up, we're going to have trouble breaking those. If we start to go down, 119.09 first level, then I think this 116 is our second level. The reason that I really think 116 is a good level of support as well, we got the 200-day moving average coming in right at 17. Actually, we have it coming in at 117.12 now. So 117 should be a good level of support as well. So 119.09, 117, and then 116.20 should be really good levels of support. One thing I want to quickly point out, and this is not to get anyone's hopes super up, but what we're seeing here is, over the course of previous couple weeks, we are making, lower highs and higher lows. And that typically means we're forming some sort of a bull flag. Now, doesn't have to break out, right? That's one thing that I want to kind of talk about, is that this doesn't necessarily have to result in a breakout at the end. It could be a continued consolidation period, but as you can see, we've been trading in this little bull flag looking pattern in the past couple of weeks, pretty much since late February, so a little bit over a month now. So hopefully we see a little bit more consolidation, and if we trade within these ranges, right, if we keep getting rejected by this top range, maybe you see a little bit of breakout, right? So if you have Apple on your chart and you use my support and resistance level, throw this on the chart and just monitor it, right? I'm not saying we're going to see a breakout at the end. I'm not saying, oh, we go to April 6th, April 7th, and boom, we break out. But it's a good thing to monitor, because, hey, if we're hitting up against this, get rejected, and then we push up, right? That's how we caught that breakout on Palantir, so we could definitely see something there. So that's what I'm seeing on Apple. Hopefully we see a push up in the 124s this week with a stop in the 121.40s and 123.69s. S&P, right, I talked about this earlier. We've got 400s coming, which I think obviously is going to be a little bit, it's a big deal, so I think it's going to take a little bit to break through. So that's what I'm watching for, right? 400 is going to be a tough point, so we maybe bounce at it a couple times and then go up. 398 should also be a little bit of a resistance, and then we got support down at 394, 392, which today we bounced off at 392, and then 390. The reason I bring all this up, you guys, is because, look, Apple is a big company. Apple is not going to be able to do well if the S&P is just kind of hanging out, chilling, not doing its thing. So we need S&P to get moving too. That's why keep an eye on S&P. If we can get 400s, break above it, boom, I think we're good. But until then, we could see a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of weakness until it figures out what it wants to do. So let's hope and pray this breakout pattern on Apple works out, and let's hope and pray we get above 400 on the S&P 500, and those two would be amazing, and it could take Apple stock kind of up, which we've been kind of waiting for a while. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.